All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Chelsea Dartez. I am the owner and founder of Cookeville Lifestyle Magazine. And this is Andrew Buckner, my editor-in-chief. And each week we'll be here talking about our current issue of the magazine, some behind the scenes into how we create the magazine. And today we have a special guest, Jamhile.
Hi.
She is a first name person, only known by a first name. No, I'm kidding. She has a last name, but she's a celebrity. So anyways, Jamhile is our makeup artist for the magazine. She does all the cover shoots, especially the ones where we have the big groups like Most Influential People, Movers and Shakers, and anyone that we have a female on the cover, she has done their makeup since the beginning.
Since the beginning.
Since
I
CG
gave myself,
England.
Yeah, I gave myself the title of lead makeup artist.
I'll change your title. Sounds good. Lead makeup artist.
Makeup artist.
But we love Jamhile, and the energy she brings to our photo shoots is incredible, and she makes everyone look so beautiful. Every time, everyone is so surprised when she reveals them, because she does a whole thing where she like waits till she's done, and then she's like, "You ready to see yourself?" And they're always like,
It's so good. And especially the ones that are like really scared to do a lot of makeup. Like, they're like, I'm a natural girl. And I'm like, I got you. I promise I got you. And I think so far everybody's been super happy.
Yes. And sometimes people are, yes, they don't really want a lot of makeup, or they're just hesitant in general, because the people that we feature, again, are not really people that are used to getting photo shoots done, or some of them had never had their makeup done.
Yeah.
So
remember the one that for the pageant? She was a pageant queen, so you'd think that she, would have done makeup already. She'd never worn lashes, never had makeup professionally done.
Oh.
And Miss Pat, remember?
Oh, Miss Pat that was on the cover of the
She was
pageant.
awesome.
She was, oh my God.
She was so wonderful.
The sweetest.
I almost cried when we did her reveal, because she had never, like I said, she never had lashes on, and she had the full glam, and then she had her crown.
And then I think the giant cover of that magazine is hanging above her mantle in her living room.
Oh my gosh.
I just love
That is so awesome.
She looked like the Queen of England, okay? I'm just going to say.
My daughter was definitely like, "Mommy, is that the Queen?" I'm like, "Yes, honey, it is."
And I think as a glam girl, that may have been, I don't have favorites, but that may have been my favorite shoot, just because we just really went all in with the makeup.
Oh, yes.
The rewarding edition in general.
Yes.
It really was.
It was so, oh my gosh, I love that one.
But I met Jamhile at like a networking event or something, and she was still a teacher. I met her way before the magazine, well, maybe like 6 months before.
Right before you.
And I'd had the idea.
Yes.
And then I said, "I'm going to do this." And I don't know if anybody believed me, but Jamhile knew it was happening, because Jamhile was at the shoot like 6 months before the magazine came out, because I gave myself a lot of lead time for that one, for the CG England Most Influential People cover one. But anyway, Jamhile, I asked her, because she was the only person I knew in town that did makeup. And I said, "Will you come and do everyone's makeup?" Because I wanted people to feel the whole experience.
Elevated.
Yes, because then they're proud of their photos and they want to share them, and they're proud to share them. So Jamhile has been there, and there's been some grind days at these photo shoots.
Ooh, I think the most we did might have been 10 or 11 in one day.
And it was like 7 a.m. till 5 p.m.
Back to back, which, I mean, with what I do with weddings and all of that, I was like, okay, we got this, we can do it, and we banged it out, and everybody looked beautiful.
Oh, they did.
Taco Bell kept you going.
Jamhile definitely never complains. Yes, she does like her Taco Bell on set.
Listen, I like all sorts of junk food. You give me food, I'm going to eat it. You put it in front of me.
I walked in and I saw that Baja Blast there, and I was like, let's go. Let's get crazy.
Listen, we need energy in some of these days. Like, we're all day long and just back to back. But again, it's so much fun, because the girls just always look so great, and they feel better. And then they go into the shoot, which sometimes we get to see the actual shoot, sometimes we don't. But I know that they probably feel more confident.
Exactly.
And just, all of the above.
And that's why. So Jamhile, when I met her, was still a full-time Spanish teacher at Baxter High.
Yeah,
Baxter
Upperman
High.
Upperman High School.
Oh, sorry. I still don't know the proper lingo for, like, everyone around here calls the cities, instead of saying the name of the city, they say the county they're from. I'm like, I have no idea where that is.
I don't know east or west. I don't.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, Upperman High School. The Bees. I know they're the Bees.
Go Bees. Go Bees.
But she just retired. You just retired.
You're
a retired woman.
Like 65-year-old retired teacher. Yeah, I just quit in May. I like to say quit. It sounds more dramatic than like retire. That sounds like a cushy life.
You quit.
I'm not living the cushy life, okay? I feel like I work more now than I did before. I do get my naps in, you know, you got to treat yourself.
Balance.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
People don't realize how hard it is to run a small business because there are so many things behind the scenes you have to do.
To work for yourself.
Yes.
To get up and be like, listen, girl, today
motivated.
You're doing this.
Right.
Actually, am I? So, I mean, and then also with kids, you know, I mean, you have 2 kids yourself too. So it's hard to fit it all in, but I think I'm figuring out the groove. It's been about 6 months now. Well, longer than that.
Yeah. And I feel like you're pretty booked with weddings and all that on the weekends. And you have a 1-year-old baby. So life is a dream right now.
Listen, life is going a million miles an hour. And before I quit, I look back now when I was juggling literally everything, and I'm like, how did I do it?
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I have a 14-year-old.
Yeah.
They have their own social schedule.
And you have to drive her around. She's a soccer star too.
Yeah, right. So, you know, I have to take her everywhere, and then my husband, Sean, he's a football coach. So he's not getting home till late.
And he's not a football coach here. He has to drive too.
He's driving about 45 minutes. So, I mean, you know, it's literally just me running the household. He helps on the weekends, thankfully. He's very, very supportive. He's the one that watches the baby.
Because you're gone all weekend doing
weddings. You know, I'm booked and busy. Thankfully, he's been, like I said, very supportive. And he's the one that told me like 5 years ago to quit.
Yeah.
He was like, quit teaching. And I said, dude, I can't. We got bills to pay.
Right.
You know? Because he was still trying to figure out his degree. And he finally got his master's. And I was like, all right, I'm out. Bye. I had your baby. You got your master's. I can quit now. So that's where we're at now.
And you do daily vlogs.
Listen. I'm a content creator too.
Yes, an influencer.
I'm trying to be an influencer. That's listen, content creation, everybody sees it and everybody wants to be, you know, the next whatever, but there's a lot. Like you have to constantly edit my phone. You don't want to see my phone. I have 0 storage, and then the editing. Editing a vlog can take me an hour, and it's like, where do you find the time? And then, I mean, I try to, like I said, I'm getting in a flow. I try to take like 1 day a week to where I'm shooting all day, whether it's makeup content, tutorials. I love doing the tutorials because I'm a teacher at heart. Mm-hmm. So those are really fun to do, but they take forever. And then it's like, take one. The bloopers. I need to do a blooper reel.
Bloopers are what people want.
Right?
They want the like authentic.
Yes.
And you do a good job with that on your daily vlogs.
And that's where I pivoted. I used to only post on Instagram, and that's really just for the business. Because Instagram's perfect, and then I switched it to where now on TikTok I do more of my personal life, because again, people want to see the real you. They're not going to buy from people they don't like. So I post more of like my actual real life, so my mom stuff, me cleaning my house. One of the things that kind of kept me for a while from posting on socials was my house is not perfect. It's not this perfect studio, which is so nice, by the way.
Yes, very shout out Willow Window.
Yes. Like my house is not perfect and curated. I have laundry everywhere. I mean, I have 2 kids and a husband. And so I didn't want to post my house because I was like, well, people are going to think like, her house. Well, but that's what people want to see. They want to see, you know, your house is not always going to be clean if you have 2 kids.
They want to feel like they relate to you.
Yeah, exactly. When I come over to your house and you're like, oh, my house is a mess. I'm like, you can't judge another mom. Like, you know, we're all just trying to do our best.
We are. And sometimes we fall short, but.
Listen, eventually you'll get kids and you'll get
He's like, no thanks, I've heard.
I think at 30, about to be 37 in 3 weeks, I think that, fingers crossed, that ship has sailed far out of my harbor.
And sometimes I'm like, what would life without kids be like? Like, you just get to focus on you and vibe and play the guitar.
Well, I mean,
I'm kind of jealous.
That's what I was going to laugh about. It's like, yeah, it's sort of about. I don't sleep a lot either. So
because the grind is.
You know, people are like bivocational. It's like I think everybody involved in this magazine is like Quint vocational. It's
Andrew
like all of
has
us are doing
all
like
your
5 or 6 things, you know?
Yes.
And motivating yourself, like we were talking about, is so hard when you are a small business owner. And Andrew has to motivate himself for like 10 different things.
Which is really, I will say the motivation comes a lot easier because it is so fragmented. It is so like compartmentalized. It's like with guitar lessons, I can focus on that, or with performing, I can focus on that, or with the magazine or freelance writing or whatever it is, I can motivate myself to like be like a cheetah where I run really fast and then overheat.
Oh, you do.
And that's kind of how like
Same.
how I work.
appreciate it.
Yes.
You know, that's sort of my work cadence. But I mean, like with Jamhile, it's the same way. I mean, it's like, and with you, it's just we all have just chaotic lives. And I don't have kids. I feel like my W-9s are my kids. It's like I have so many of them.
And all you hear from all of your girlfriends in your life is us whining about our lives. So
Well, I'm surrounded. So there was a conversation the other day that came up in Glass Tangerine about like a trip to the OBGYN, and they were like, stop, you know, and then they're like, it's Andrew. He's literally around girls all the time because this entire team besides me is females.
Yep.
Yes.
The entire Glass Tangerine staff beside me is females. So that's like, I think I'm outnumbered like 12-1 there, I think.
Oh, yeah. And we featured an OBGYN, Dr. Gert, in this issue.
Dr. Gert.
And man, two of our people that work on the magazine are her patients. And we went some graphic detail about that. And Andrew's just like, and we're like, oh, Andrew's here. And he's like, it's fine. I've heard it all before.
I've heard it all before.
It is.
I feel like I have a minor in some type of women's studies.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's great. I absolutely love working with like all females. It's helped me. It's informed me about being a better person and being a more well-rounded man. And I've learned so much from the feminine creative spirit. And like, it's just really great for me.
Because you are around. I mean, everybody is creative. Now that I think about
Mm-hmm.
it, I mean, flowers, photography, makeup, hair.
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea's just cool. This is the magazine's a vision. So
Oh, Lord.
Well, and it's great too, learning from all these wonderful features too. You know, this was the most like rewarding when it came to just the overall body of work for me writing about these people, because it was just front to back, just fantastic. I mean, it is. That's what we do, but this one was just, it seemed extra special to me.
And you get to hear the full stories.
Right.
I just get to hear, I'm with them for 45 minutes, and for half the time, I'm like, okay, look up, don't talk, I'm doing your lipstick. So I only get, a little bit of the story. I'm sure it's very interesting.
He knows more about them now than.
Oh, yeah.
Because before I brought Andrew on, I was writing it myself, and I felt like I knew everything about these people.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, oh crap, I need to read this story real quick.
Yeah.
But no, Andrew definitely, and he creates a bond with everyone. I think.
I mean, when I was in the issue of Movers and Shakers, we sat down for
right.
2 hours. I got to bring my baby.
It was great.
Jamhile was a mover and shaker class of 2024, and her photos were beautiful. Oh, and by the way, funny story about that. Sidebar. Her photos were shared more than anyone else, and we think all her former students were like, hot for teacher. They were sharing it.
That is awesome.
No, that's what it was.
I'm not going to lie. My students are the most supportive on socials all across the board. You have your silent cheerleaders, which a lot of my friends do help, but the ones that I see comment, share, anything, it's always my students, which I love. I just it makes you happy as a teacher to be like, oh, well, they actually liked me,
right.
And they want to see me do this thing, because that was the main reason why I quit teaching. I kept telling my students, I'm like, you can do whatever you want. And, when we had our interview,
we didn't know each other at all.
No, we didn't. And so we got to talk for 2 hours,
Yeah.
and you got to kind of learn more about me. And
It was great.
and why I did everything. But I kept telling my students, they're 16, 17, 18 years old, about to go into the world. Like, I had no idea what I wanted to do. And I just kept telling them, do what you love. And I just felt so hypocritical because I knew that teaching wasn't it. And I was just like sitting there. I was pregnant with Amelia, and I walked in one day, turned on the lights, set my water down. Next day, did the same thing. Next day, same thing. And I felt like a hamster.
Right.
Like just on the wheel, and now it's a different wheel because it is, very repetitive, but I just knew that I couldn't be there.
Right.
And I'm just very creative, and I was like, okay, I need more. Because when you're a mom, you give up a lot of yourself, and I was like, okay, what can I do that's going to fill my cup?
Right.
Well, you fill everyone else's cup too, though. I will say, like, you're such a warm, like a fireplace kind of presence.
Thank
like,
you.
There's a better term for it, but like a cozy person that just makes people feel at ease and at peace in a situation to where they're extremely uncomfortable.
Yes.
You know, all the time. I mean, because 50 out of every 55 people we feature have never had hair and makeup. They've never even had their photograph taken for anything that's going to be published. And so there's an escalated level of anxiety that you help mitigate just by your personality and just by the warm, fun, vibe that you bring. So, it's great having you here.
Yes,
Thank you.
we love you.
Yay.
Is there anything else you want to say, Jamhile, while we have
Follow
you?
me on everything.
Yes, follow her
At
TikTok.
Jamhile. Literally at Jamhile on everything.
It's at Jamhile on
on
TikTok.
everything.
And say how to spell Jamhile, because remember when I met you, they told me how to remember how to say your name is the song that goes,
Yes.
Amelie. Right?
Yes,
What
Little
song is
Wayne.
that?
Little Wayne.
Lil Wayne.
Millie.
So if you ever want to remember how to say Jamhile, just think of that song, because that's how I remembered it for a little bit.
For a long time, I said that was the song that I would walk down the aisle.
Oh, I
At
wish
my
you
wedding.
would
I
have.
didn't, but I should have.
That would have been incredible.
But yeah, Jamhile. My mom, it means beautiful in Lebanese. My mom took it and kind of changed up the spelling so nobody has it. So literally my website is www.jamhile.com. And that's the same on all socials. It's amazing.
And shop her Like to Know It. Is that what it is? Or
Oh, yes. Oh, look at you. The plug. Yes.
if you're going to buy beauty products, at least go to her link before you go and buy them, and just buy them from there, because it helps support Jamhile, who is a small
Helps
business
me help
owner.
you. Exactly. Help
And
me help you.
The products are going to be good if she's recommending them.
Well, thank you guys. And
We love you.
we love you.
We will.
I love y'all. We love y'all.
You'll be back soon on another episode, but for now, adios.
Yeah. Adios. Adios.